Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the player ratings. Everton 0, Tottenham Hotspur 3. Everton lose their first game at Hill Dickinson in spectacular fashion, let's just say. I mean, I've already done my reaction from the ground. Yeah. Were Everton terrible today? Not terrible. Not terrible. We didn't play terrible. But we also didn't really lay too much of a glove on Spurs for them to easily win 3-0. There's big issues in this team, and they need addressing. And they can't just be addressed by playing the same team week in and week out. In my opinion, anyway. In my opinion, it's not just about changing the striker every week. It needs other things. There's players in this team who have, done okay in parts, but some of these players need to go out the team. Dead simple. It's like I mentioned before the game about Michael Keane and Jacob Brien. It's not about necessarily players being terrible. It's just about players coming in and out of form, and different players offering different things. And I think that showed today, because I think a lot of our players today, you could just see like some of them just need to come out the team and give other people a chance, essentially. And of course, it's different horses for courses, isn't it? Yeah, it's horses for... yeah. Listen, we didn't get beat because they scored set pieces. We got beat because we're predictable and we do the same thing every game, and we can't defend set pieces, and we can't score off set pieces. And that's just the way it is. We had a really good start of the season, bar the Leeds game, and we've been like meh ever since, and we're slowly dropping into a place in the league that we don't want to be. And if you don't change things can get away from you very, very quickly. And that's my worry, is that it's all right going, oh, we were all right. Or, we didn't deserve to get beat, but we did get beat. Spurs were very, very comfortable for their win, bar a couple of chances that we had. And it's like those sliding doors moments. If you don't correct it, if you don't change something, if you just keep doing the same thing, then and listen, don't blame that. It's not down to the referee either. That for me, that's just one of those things today. Some games you get them, some days you don't. Yeah. Let's get into it. Jordan Pickford. The two set pieces, I think the first one, he should just go down. As soon as the lads got hold of him, he should just go down. He'll win a foul. We've always been too honest as a team. We're too honest as a team, and he should just go down. The second one, the ref, apparently VAR looked at it again, make more out of it. I think he needs to be stronger on both set pieces, mentally stronger, to just throw himself on the floor. It's for me, it's not good enough. It is not good enough. I said last week about the set pieces, about Man City, and it's come to fruition today. We look so weak on set pieces, and we look so poor. It's like every other team in the league have decided that set pieces are massively important, and we've suddenly decided they're not important, because we look like everything we do is just off the cuff, and that's really unusual for a Moyes team. And I think Pickford really suffered from that today, and I think he should have been much stronger. So Jordan Pickford, giving him a 5, because I think he should have been much stronger. Jacob Brien obviously got taken off 66 minutes. Shouldn't have been starting the game. For me, he shouldn't have started the game at right back. James Garner should have started at right back, because if you're changing your team to try and win a game in the 66th minute, then for a right back position, then at home, then you've already got it wrong. You've already got it wrong. in my opinion. It's not his positioning. And I am a broken record, and I will keep continuing to go on about it. He should not be playing right back. It's as simple as that. He shouldn't be playing right back. And for me, for the manager to make that change, I just think that's absolute nonsense to make that change in the 66th minute when you could have made it at half time. Or you shouldn't start, he shouldn't be starting the games at right back anymore. It's too predictable. We've been sussed out and it makes us even slower. We're so slow and it makes us even slower. So, Jacob Brien, I would give a 5 for today. On the other side, Michalenko, he did get higher up the pitch. He was playing in a more like sort of advanced attacking role. It didn't work. It just didn't work because he didn't offer anything at attacking, and more times than not, he was caught out in weird positions and having to go round Grealish when he had the ball. He doesn't know how to overlap. He doesn't know how to underlap. He's not an attacking player, and he either defends or he doesn't do anything. I just think we've got it. I think in the wide position, in the fullback positions, we've got it massively wrong. We got it massively wrong in the summer with our recruitment, and it's starting to show. It really is starting to show for me where we went massively wrong. Not buying fullbacks or not buying first team fullbacks. I just don't buy in. I have had enough. I really have had enough. I've had enough of Everton. I've had enough of people telling me what you can't do in a summer window. I've had enough people telling me you can't buy players in a summer window. I'm sick and tired of being told that you can't buy players who are ready in a summer window. I'm sick and tired of just people making excuses. Well, we bought him and he's all right, but he's not going to be ready for a year. Then why did we bother buying them then? We bought 3 players who aren't ready to play in the first team. What's the point? What is the point? You can have those players when you have good enough players already in those positions. I'm sick and tired of being told what you can't do. With money and ambition, you can do what you want. And I'm sick and tired of people going, "Oh, you can't buy a whole team in a summer. Why can't you? Why can't you? If you've got good enough people at the club and you've got a good enough manager and you've got good enough coaches and you've got the means to do it, then you can do it." It's just excuses. That's all it is. And it's driving me mental. We haven't got a right back and we haven't got a good enough left back. Yet we paid 30 million for a striker who's not ready. We paid 40 million for a right midfielder who doesn't get on the pitch. Am I missing something here? Am I missing something? Why did we bother? Especially the right midfielder who's already got a right midfielder in that position, and he's also not the right kind of right midfielder because he's got no pace. So we can't change the game. What am I missing? This is like football for dummies. Some people just try and blow your mind with telling you things that are just absolute nonsense at times. And I think it's starting to show in the team. I think it really is. Michalenko, a 5. Taki, again, for both the set pieces, him and Michael Keane should be much, much better. Much better. I mean, the numbers, aerial duels, you won 4 out of 5, 1 out of 1 ground duels. It's just that him and Michael Keane have just started looking really, really slow. Really, really slow. And yeah, I don't really want to see the partnership play any longer. I must admit. I just don't want to see the partnership play any longer. So Taki, a 6. Michael Keane, won 2 out of 2 ground duels, won 4 out of 4 aerial duels. Yeah, people can go, "Oh, they're great." They're not great. They're not great. Both they cost us. They're too slow, and we play too deep, and they're not good enough on the ball, and they're not a good enough partnership. They're just not. And either we change it or we're just going to keep doing it, and we're going to play too deep, and it's just Michael Keane. Yeah. People Michael Keane, 6.1. It's just not good enough. It isn't good enough. And I'm not like, it's not about today as such. It's just accumulation. We have to make, there has to be changes. It's not drastic changes. It's just, there has to be changes. When players aren't playing well. There has to be other players need opportunities. That's the point. We've got 3 or 4 players in the squad who deserve to come in, or maybe not. Maybe deserves, maybe the wrong word, but there's 3 or 4 players who's sitting there and waiting for an opportunity. And don't get me wrong, some of them haven't taken them, but they're just, you can't play the same team every single week. I don't know what we're trying to do. The back 5 is looking really exposed at the moment. And it's to me, this is what it seems like, right? This is what it seems like. We were really rigid at the back, and we've give that up to be more attacking, right? That's fine. That's fine. But we're so poor in the final third because we haven't got a striker that we're looking really vulnerable in defence because we're trying to play so attacking. And there's no balance to the team because of that. So we're leaving ourselves wide open. Like, as I said, the set pieces, we look awful on set pieces defensively and attacking wise. It's like we've threw it away. When they scored their first goal, which is abysmal because I think Bentancur, no one's picking them up. But I'm sure Thomas Frank turns around to whoever their player is who does their tactics, who does their set pieces, and like high fives them or whatever. Like, we had and it's like, that's what's going on in football. That's what's going on in football right now, is the return of long throws, long balls, set pieces. And Moyes, who was like brilliant at set pieces, it's like he's gone, oh, we don't need to do that. We had a set piece coach last season for 6 months who wasn't a set piece coach. And because he was garbage, because he is garbage, we've decided we're not going to go on with it instead of going to find a proper set piece coach to help the team. And we've just gone, oh, whoever, Leighton, you do that. It's like, we are garbage on set pieces. We really are. It doesn't matter whether today was the first time we conceded. Look at last week. Last week, we looked really, really vulnerable. It's like we're not doing the work that is needed. It's the 2 goals today are appalling. The first 2 goals are appallingly bad. And it's because it looks like we're not doing the hard work. And that's where you go and get a coach, a set piece coach to help you out and do it, because that's where the game is going. That's where the game is going. As I said last week, I thought we looked so vulnerable, but it's set pieces for us as attacking set pieces. We look garbage, absolutely garbage, and we have to. These are things we have to improve on massively. In the midfield, I thought Idrissa Gana Gueye first half was really poor. I think he improved second half. I think first half he looked like he was getting to the ball as it was just passed. He looked way off it to me first half. 2 tackles, 1 of them won. Ground duels won 5 out of 9. Aerial duels won 3 out of 3. But he looked off it. He looked off it. And it's just a kind of Gueye, like the kind of play that you go, do you know the next game? Maybe the next game you sit out and maybe we play Mail and Roll in the next game. You know, maybe that's what we do in this game. Like, you can't be, now that Mail and Roll's up to speed a little bit, you can't be afraid to make those little changes. Or James Garner goes to right back or whatever. There has to be little changes now that we can look at. But I thought Idrissa was way off it today, in that first half. So Idrissa, I would give a 6. James Garner was all right. Went into right back, did all right. Nothing really to write home about. His crosses weren't particularly great, but his passing was good. 46 out of 48 to a 96% pass accuracy. Won 8 out of 10 ground duels, so good from that point of view. Solid game, and again went to right back. But I would say that maybe he should have just started the game at right back, and we should have just used him there from the start to be a little bit more attacking, and changed it up a little bit. Maybe that's the next thing we'll do. Maybe that's where the manager will look at like Mail and Roll and go, he can do that job now. My start 11, I thought Carlos Alcaraz was very unfortunate not to start the game, to be honest, after his second half performance against Crystal Palace. But it feels like with a player, like, you can just leave him out. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Which, yeah, not really too happy about that, but there we go. So James Garner, I'd give a 7 for today. Keenan Dewsbury Hall, I'll be honest, I thought Dewsbury Hall was garbage today. I really did. I thought he was garbage. I don't know how he stayed on the pitch. I thought he was garbage. He's supposed to be the player, but you know what? Maybe I'm being a little bit harsh on him. He's supposed to be the player who joins up with the centre foot. He doesn't do it because he's not a number 10, he's a number 8. He doesn't get into the final third enough for me. He just sort of waits around the edge of the box for Jack Grealish to give him a pass. I thought he was poor today. I thought he was nowhere near the level today at all. I thought the game passed him by massively. And he's got to be the player who joins up with the forward. I just don't think he did it. I think he can do like the James Garner role. If James Garner moves into right back, I think he could easily do that role. I think he's more advanced than he needs to be, or maybe the position he plays in becomes no one advanced. He had 2 key passes, crosses 9, only 2 accurate, 86% pass accuracy. I think it's all a little bit too safe. Dribble attempts 3, none of them successful. Didn't win any of his ground duels. He had 3. Didn't win an aerial duel. He had 1. Maybe dreadful's a bit harsh, but I just thought he was a bit of a non-entity today, if I'm honest. I just thought he was a bit like, meh. I think maybe he's caught in the wrong position. Maybe he needs to sit a little bit deeper, because I just think, and that's where maybe Carlos Alcaraz could come in and play in that role. I think he's not the player we're playing him in, that position, sorry. I don't think that's where I think he could play where, I think that he could play easily where Garner's playing, and Garner could play right back. And then maybe Carlos Alcaraz could play. Probably being a bit harsh on him in terms of, I think he definitely could do a job there, and the job he's doing is not maybe what his skill set requires. So, Dewsbury Hall, I give a 5.5 for today. Iliman and Jai, again, not the player he was last week in terms of like taking responsibility. No key passes. Accurate passes 79%. Dribbles 7, 4 successful. He had his moments. Listen, again though, it's just like when he had the ball, it always seemed to end up back on the left. But listen, he's always going to be bright, and he did not have a good game. It's just not come sadly of anything too much of what he did. So it's a lot of hard work, and it tends to go nowhere for the 2 wide players because of the centre forward, and because we don't have the midfielders aren't getting on the end of things. So, won 8 of his 12 ground duels. So, Iliman Jai, give a 7 for today. And Jack Grealish, quite similar. Loads of the ball. 3 key passes. There was a spell in the second half where it was like he was trying to do everything on his own. No one moves. Jack Grealish, to me, reminds me of when we had Peter Beardsley in the early 90s, where he's so ahead of everybody else on the pitch that they're just not reading him. And he gets on the ball and everyone else just stands around and expects him to beat every single player. 40 out of 45 accurate passes for 89% pass accuracy. 3 out of 5 dribbles successful. So him and Jai are doing probably as much as they can do. Crosses before. Him and Jai are probably getting into the space. We just don't have the fullbacks. I've said this a million times. The fullbacks are a major problem in this team. And if we had fullbacks, it would really, really help to get more out of this team, but we don't. To the point, and it's just so frustrating. And Jack Grealish looks massively frustrated. He looks frustrated when he's playing, and then he starts arguing with the referee. And there was one, I think Pickford just kicked the ball out, and he's just like, "What are you doing?" And we've got these two really good players. I mean, Jack Grealish is head and shoulders better than anyone on our team, and we're just wasting them. We're just wasting these players, as far as I'm concerned, because we don't have a centre forward, and because none of the midfielders are willing to break. And I just think that's where the team needs to change. Maybe putting Carlos Alcaraz in there and putting Garner right back and dropping Dewsbury Hall a little bit deeper, or putting Mail and Rowland. We could make these changes. There's no reason. We can make these changes while the game's going on. There's no reason. But there's no point doing it with 10 minutes to go or 15 minutes to go. These changes need to be done half an hour to go or whatever. It's just really, really frustrating watching it. And that's on Moyes. That's his stubborn side. So Grealish, I'd give a 7.2 for the performance. And then Beto up front. Listen, he had the overhead kick in the second half, which looked fantastic. The keeper's made a save. But apart from that, I think there was the one early on in the first few minutes that flashed. There was another one when Njai put a cross in and it flashed. I don't know how quick that ball was, but he just is. That's like last week's. It's like it's the quickness of thought. Listen, maybe one will go. It wouldn't have surprised me if that one had gone in from Beto, being the hardest one, but the keeper's made a decent save. That's his only shot on target. During the game. Passes, 4 out of 4 passes. 4 out of 4. Which is mad. 4 out of 4 passes. He's had 4 passes. He's got the ball 4 times and passed it. Dribble attempts 2, 1 successful. I don't know. Listen. Beto, I don't know. They're not. Nothing ever seems to. Said it last week. It's just we just don't have centre forwards who are good enough, and it's massively killing the team. Massively killing the team. Don't get me wrong. There are other parts of the team that don't work, and we're too slow, and we've got no pace. But if we had a centre forward of any kind of, we'd have won more games. We might have won this game. It's absolutely killing us. It's absolutely killing us. It's just killing us. It really is. Recruitment. It comes down to recruitment. It comes down to the fact that they decided to keep Beto and invest in a player who doesn't look ready. And again, Listen, if people want to make excuses for Beto, make them all you want. I can't make any excuses for him. He just at times doesn't even look like a proper footballer, and then other times does. But you need that level of consistency. You need someone who's going to do the job for you, and it's killing us. It's absolutely killing us. Yes, their keeper's made a couple of saves. We've had a goal disallowed. Blah blah blah. Who cares? Who cares? It's killing us. Not having a centre forward who just runs all game into space and can hold up the ball and can win headers and brings the midfield into the game. It honestly, I think Moyes has said something after the game about it. It's absolutely killing this team. Not saying this team would be top 6 or top 8, but we can't. We have loads of the ball. We create chances, and there's no one to put it in. It's dead simple. There's no one to put the ball in the back of the net. As I've said, there's other parts of the team that need to get better massively. But yeah, as someone's pointed out there, or a couple of people, 1 win in 7. It's not like you can't just say, oh, well, we had this chance and we had that chance today. We were terrible against Crystal Palace in the first half. We were poor against Brighton. We could have conceded lots of goals. It felt like today was like I felt worried going into this game that it was like it was coming. This was coming. Like even if we played decent, it was coming, and it definitely comes. So Beto, 5. Malin Roll, yeah, did all right when he came on. 92 pass accuracy. Looks like he's ready to play games. Yeah, looks like he's getting better and stronger and more adapted to the game. Of course, still got issues, or a few little issues. But the manager's bemoaned that month of him being out, not being quite ready. But yeah, he looks like a player who could step up and maybe go into the team. He looks neat and tidy. Should have obviously done much better for their third goal, but looks like he's starting to get he looks like every time we've seen him, he's done all right. So he could be ready to play in the Premier League. So Roll, I'd give a 6.3. Tiano Barry looked better when he came on today. Looked like he was hungry. He was trying to whip the crowd up. I mean, I'd just leave that kind of stuff because put the ball in the back of the net first and then come back to that kind of thing. Had a couple of shots. One went out for a corner. Looked more aggressive, which is good. Pass accuracy, 100%, which is good. 3 passes. 7 touches of the ball. Hey, listen, he looked more hungry. He looked more up for it. If he starts games, can we get a bit of that? Because at the moment, it just looks like player starts the game, doesn't do well. Sub comes on, does do well. He starts the next game, doesn't do well. Player comes on for him, he does well. He plays the next game. That's what it looks like. Can one of them just like grab hold of a game, for God's sake? But he looked all right. His touch is nice, neat and tidy again. And you see that. And he did all right. But, they're paid to put the ball in the back of the net. And they're not. They're not doing it. So I give Barry a 6. Carlos Alcaraz came on with 10 minutes to go. Came on for a Disagana game. I don't know why he's coming on for 10 minutes. I really don't. This is another. You're 2-0 down, Moyes. Come on. You're 2-0 down. We're not creating anything. We've got loads of the ball, but okay, the keeper's made a couple of good saves. I get it. But then he went quiet for like 10 minutes. Get him on with 25 minutes to go. Put him in the central position and let's see how he links up with the forward. What's he going to do in 10 minutes? Really? Alcaraz a 6. But what really is he going to do in the last 10 minutes of a game when you're 2-0 down? I don't know. I don't know. Listen, honestly, today I'm just like, I'm not angry. I could just see that coming today. I could just see it. I was like, all game, I was just like, whatever. Even when our goal was disallowed, I wasn't angry about it. It's just like, this is footy now. This is a football now. But some things have to start. Like, if anyone who watches me starting 11, it's so predictable. It's so predictable how we're going to start games. I said I picked my team. I was like, I know this isn't going to be the team that gets started. It's going to be the team that plays week in and week out. The team that's been struggling for goals is going to play. Change something. Like Tyler Dibblin didn't even get on today. Like, he gets on 5 minutes at Man City and doesn't get on today. Like, all the managers really struggle with this 5 subs thing, don't they? They really do struggle. Like, it's weird. It's like they haven't adapted their game to understand that you can make 5 subs. We're 2-0 down. Just make 3 subs. Shake the game up a little bit. Just change something. The subs thing with Moyes is just, you take the good with the bad. I get that. You take the good with the bad. You take all the stuff from last season. And not everyone can play. What does that mean? Not everyone can play. You can swap the players in. You can put people in the team. I just don't get this thing of the team has to play the same team has to play every single week. Like, mix it up. Charlie Alcaraz deserved to start today based on what he did against Crystal Palace. He absolutely deserved to start today. And he gets 10 minutes at the end. That to me is just mad. Mad. Tyler Dibblin doesn't even get 5 minutes. You know, we're 2-0 down, but leave Beto on there and put Barry up front with them and see what happens. Take Idrissa Gana Gueye off and just go to Vermeer and Rowling, Dewsbury Hall in midfield and just see what happens. You can make little subtle changes to this team. There's so much. That's why you have a squad. Honestly, with Everton, it just feels like Groundhog Day. It really feels like Groundhog Day all of the time. And I'm not like, oh, get rid of Moyes and like that. It's just like, but why can't you make changes? You're 2-0 down. And some people say, well, I don't deserve to be 2-0 down. Fine. Then that's fine. But we just do the same thing all the time. Give the ball to Grealish and make him beat 3 players. And it's like, and he'll do it. And then when there's someone, and then everyone runs away from him. And I'm not angry about it. I'm just bored. I'm just bored of it. That's all. I'm just bored. That's all it is. I'm bored of watching the same thing every game and it not getting us anywhere. That's all it is. I'm just bored of watching it without there being any kind of changes. And that's it. I'm just bored. And I by the atmosphere in the ground, I feel like a lot of other people are bored as well. Because it's just the same thing all the time. Just get the ball, move it dead slowly from one side of the pitch to the other, and then try and find the centre forward. And it never happens. and it's just boring. Boring. So I apologise if I'm a bit negative tonight, but honestly, I just sat there bored all game, wondering if anything is ever going to change for this football club. Honestly, is anything ever going to change other than the stadium? Because I was just like that today. They weren't even that good. They weren't even that good, but they didn't even have to be that good to beat us 3-0 because we can't score goals. And it's a massive issue. We can't score goals. Been saying it for weeks. We can't score goals. And you know, when you look at the table, it's the teams who can't score goals that are going to be in the place you don't want to be. It's dead simple. It's dead simple. Look at the table and look at the teams who can't score goals. So there you go. And do you know what? Things do take time. I'm not asking for miracles. I'm not asking for that. I don't believe Everton should be like top 6 or anything because I don't think we've got the players to be top 6. It's not about that. What it's about is watching a game of football, going, I have watched this game before and I know what the outcome is going to be because don't do anything different. That's it. We don't do anything different. We do the same thing all of the time. Oh, look, Michalenko's overlapping. So what? He's not good enough to overlap. So it doesn't really matter. There you go. Right. Yeah, I'm boring now. I'm boring, so I'm going to go because I'm boring. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I need to go and stand under a cold shower or something because internally I'm just like, get me on a beach somewhere. Right, make sure to check out my South Stand reaction match day vlog, Baz's videos. We'll be live tomorrow, 1 o'clock, YouTube. See you all then.